Good afternoon there. Welcome to the 4 to 5. Eric Chilton with Lauren Coleman and Stacy Spivey today.
Yeah, welcome to the 4 to 5 here on WFMY News 2, Fire Stick, Roku, and the WFMY News 2 app.
And we're going to have a lot to talk about, but we want to start with continuing coverage. Guilford County Schools are back in the building after wintry weather shut down schools and pushed some to go remote last week. Now, the time off didn't help with the bus driver shortage, though, meaning some students still had to find another way to school. On Friday, the district announced it would continue its suspension of yellow school buses for 8 high schools. Students can still take public transportation or shuttles to get to school. The district says nearly 1/3 of GCS drivers are out due to illness, hard to fill vacancies, and leaves of absence.
Governor Roy Cooper hopes to provide relief to North Carolina schools struggling with staffing. He issued a new policy allowing state employees to use volunteer days to work in public schools as substitute teachers, bus drivers, and cafeteria staff. The state says full-time employees are eligible for 24 hours of paid community service leave each year. Guilford County School's COVID testing sites are open once again after closing down due to last week's snow and ice. Testing at Andrews and Grimsley High Schools is open to the public. The clinic operates from 5:30 to 8 tonight.
Guilford County is reporting a surprising spike in COVID hospitalizations today. The health department says that there are 285 patients in county hospitals. It's actually 29 more than last Friday and the last time the county reported this number. It's also in a new all-time high. Previously, the county recorded a record number of 275 patients in early January of last year. And the gaps, of course, you see right there are weekends and holidays when the county doesn't report this number.
Let's get to your 4 to 5 roundup. An inmate accused of attacking a Guilford County detention officer appeared in court this afternoon. Elijah Evans is facing charges of felony assault and the attack of Officer Sheldon Kaminsky. The 72-year-old law enforcement veteran suffered several facial fractures and spent 46 days in the hospital. He's home where he continues to recover. No word yet on what today's court appearance entails. Greensboro business leaders are set to make a big economic announcement this week on Project Thunderbird. It's the PTI airport investment expected to bring more than 1,700 jobs and $500 million in revenue to the city. Sources say we'll learn more about tax breaks and incentives and possibly the name of the company expected to call Greensboro home. The announcement is scheduled for Wednesday at 2 p.m. We'll be sure to bring you updates on air and online. The U.S. government ordered the families of American staff members to vacate Ukraine's capital. More than 100,000 Russian troops are gathered at the Ukrainian border, even though Moscow denies any intention to invade Ukraine. The Biden administration is considering whether to send several thousand U.S. troops and equipment to reinforce the eastern flank of NATO. The NATO nations would have to first request assistance. NATO says the alliance will take all necessary measures to protect and defend allies. The North Carolina Zoo is closing its aviary to the public as the precaution after cases of bird flu were confirmed in our state. According to the NC Department of Agriculture, a wild bird tested positive for high-path bird flu in Hyde County last week. The zoo will test birds showing any signs of illness. The NC Zoo will work with the Department of Agriculture to determine when their aviary safely can reopen.
Well, you know, a little bit more mild today and probably even more mild tomorrow, and then things start to turn a little bit. We look at these temperatures, 48 in Greensboro, 50 in Burlington. That's kind of where everybody is in that neck of the woods temperature-wise, except to the south, Albemarle and Troy at 53 and 52. Mount Airy's at 48. In the higher elevations, Galax at 40, and we see 42 in Boone in those gorgeous hills up there. Tonight, overnight lows in the 30s. We'll go with 31 degrees, scattered clouds, not too bad. 55 tomorrow, so even warmer, variably cloudy. So you may see some clouds build in middle part of the day, but you notice the winds out of the southwest, so that's a warmer flow obviously for us. We aren't arguing, are we? We'll take that. Across the region, some clouds starting to build in. A lot of the little sprinkles you see here, that's not really reaching the ground. Nothing to worry about there. We're between two systems, right? So you see one to the north, one down in the Gulf, and we're kind of sandwiched right in the middle, in the sweet spot for now, and then things will change in about 48 hours or so. When you look at this overall, partly cloudy tonight and 31, that's still chilly, right? Just a smidge smidge below freezing, but not as cold as where we were. Over the weekend, we were seeing teens for overnight lows. And then tomorrow, that's a warmer day, although clouds build in, 55 degrees. Now, look at this long range, and you do see some changes. Our temperature is jumping around a little bit. Say goodbye to the warmer air after Tuesday. The morning low at 26. Wednesday, Thursday, sunny, but chilled sunshine there. 39 for Wednesday's high, 41 Thursday. Friday, we have to watch this. This could be a late day rain, maybe some snow mixed in. A little too early to make that call now, but we'll go with 42 for the high. Then 26 for Saturday morning's low and a high of only 38, but clearing on Saturday and the rest of the weekend and into Monday. Sunday, Monday, low 40s, sunny to partly cloudy.
Tax filing season is officially underway. This year's season is starting actually 17 days earlier than last year's, but Ryan Dodson with Liberty Tax says you want to file as soon as you can. First, you need to get all of your information together. Now, this includes your W-2s, letter 6912 for the advanced child tax credit, your 1099-G if you filed for unemployment at any time. Homeowners need their 1098 mortgage interest statement and statements of any charitable donations you've made. Sorry, words are kind of hard for me today for some reason. And Dodson says there's been a significant change for unemployment.
All of your unemployment is taxable this year. So regardless of however much you received, or whether you received $1 or whether you received $10,000, all of it is subject to income tax.
He also says if you had a baby in 2021, you'll get the entire amount of the child tax credit for children under 5, which is $3,600. But he encourages everyone to file early and electronically.
We're all in the same boat. We'll all get there. But I encourage everyone to file your tax return as soon as you have your information. Get in there, get it done. So you're going to know either be first in line to get your refund, or you know that you have a while to save up and some money to make that payment on April the 18th this year.
And get a pin out so you can write down these dates on your calendars. Monday, April 18th is the deadline to file or request an extension. The extension deadline is October 17th. The IRS says most people who do get a refund, they'll get one within 21 days. We'll be right back.
It's a toss-up.
See, but they win Super Bowls.
Mic check, Jalen. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Alrighty. Now, yeah.
Hey, Facebook family.
Hi, everyone. I can't speak today. My sweet, precious angel child, see, I can't even talk right now, woke me up the first time she woke me up was about 4:30, but then she really wanted to be awake at 5. So
Just imagine in a few months she'll be able to know why she's crying. Because she'll be talking a little bit.
I mean, yeah, maybe. She was ready to eat. She was hungry. And I'm like, girl, ugh. So I'm going to be going to bed at 8 o'clock tonight. Anyway, how was y'all's weekend?
Did you do anything special, Stacy?
I cleaned my house.
Clean. That's productive. I think that's always a win, to be able to clean and cook and all that good
Stacy
stuff.
told me last week she's going to deep clean.
Yeah, and I did deep clean.
I invited her over. You can do it at my house too.
I find cleaning to be very therapeutic.
Yeah, I can see that, and listen to some music or talk on the phone. I like to talk on the phone while I clean.
It just makes me feel better.
It is pretty toasty in here. I felt
It
the
is
same.
warm.
Y'all, I cannot see.
I just can't read today, so I apologize.
Well,
for my stuttering.
this is the new A.
It is?
Yeah, Chad got this works as A as well.
Oh, so you don't have to
That's so
look all
much
the way
better.
across
Yeah.
it.
And
That's
you're
so
not
much
in
better.
front of the person sitting at E.
Oh, nice.
Mm-hmm. This semester, North Carolina A&T has teamed up with Apple for a new initiative. It's called AMP Up. The idea is to help students and faculty spur creativity and innovation. WFNY News 2's Jalen Gilkey went to campus to learn about the AMP Up program. Jalen.
Yeah, Lauren, and as I walked around campus today, I saw many iPads in use, and that's exactly what the university's provost for student success wants to see after the university dropped $8 million to make the Aggie Mobile program Unlimited Possibilities, or better known as the AMP Up program, a reality.
The first distribution of these devices went to first-time, full-time freshman students that started with us in the fall of 2021. All of them were invited to receive the device. They were able to sign a document stating that, this iPad will be free to them upon graduation within 4 years.
If students do not complete their degree within the 4-year window, the price of the iPad will be added to their final bill. However, Dr. Davis tells us these iPads are an incentive for success, and that's a challenge that freshman Ayanna Lee is looking forward to.
With the Apple Pencil, I could take notes on it during class, and sometimes it turns my notes into text. I could also use it to, do my work while the teacher has the PowerPoint up, and it's really light and easy to carry around instead of my computer, my big old laptop.
So this program is for first-year students only, and Ayanna told me that some of the upperclassmen are a bit jealous of all the freshmen walking around with new iPads. But Dr. Davis tells me this is something that the university wants to make available to all upcoming, incoming freshmen classes from here on out.
I love that idea. It just gives you like a sense of pride to know that you have some good quality resources, good computer, you get the AirPens and all that. I like that idea.
I can hear the seniors right now, Jalen, going, oh yeah, right, okay.
The freshmen, really?
Yeah.
They get to try it out.
And you can imagine an alum like myself who graduated this very semester that they opened the brand new student union would feel. Now they got the new student union, now they got iPads, they got more parking spots, they got a whole bunch of new and up and coming things going on.
Of course.
But hey, I mean, this is so great. I mean, think about it. When we were all in school, we had to lug around books, right? They don't even have to have books. They can just have an iPad that has everything. And the fact that she said that she can write stuff and it turns to text.
Yep.
That's pretty awesome.
And another thing, all students got all their textbooks free this year too.
Okay.
Whoa.
Yeah, unbelievable, right? Like I said, my list is very extensive.
Okay.
They're doing some big things there. Do you remember in college like having like the big bulky laptop? Like I had like a 15,
The
16
big
inch
17-inch
one. Dell.
HP.
You mean with like a, not the monitor with the, you mean the laptop?
The
I was thinking like
laptop,
old school,
yes.
old school.
And I remember when the iPads were becoming more popular, I wanted one of those because I hated carrying around that big
You
laptop.
remember when they were like this thick?
Yes.
Yep.
I'll just keep my mouth shut.
Oh, you had the whole
we
the
had no
box
computer.
monitor.
You had to go
You
to
had
a-
the typewriter,
I was like,
right?
Eric was
To a
more of an
computer
encyclopedia
lab.
guy.
No, you had to go to a computer lab. They'd have like all these computers set up. You'd have to go there to type your papers and print them out.
Okay, I'm glad. I didn't know y'all had computers.
Yeah, man, I'm not that old. I'm not that old. Look, Jalen.
I'm just gonna
What
hide
did you do back
from
in
this
daycare? Just go on back.
conversation.
Get on back there. We'll be right back. He may not be, but
I
we'll be.
probably won't.
Oh, there's gonna be a fight. You're fine.
Oh, Jalen's in here going in on Eric Chilton.
I know. I'm used to it. I'm used to it.
It's all love, Eric.
I know. I do feel that.
Just go through your list of first, though, at UNC.
He said, "Man
But
on
and
computer."
before that, there were typewriters.
Yes.
right?
Yeah, but I did. So yeah, when I was a kid, my dad had a typewriter, and I would play on that and use it. But it was when I was in middle school that they started doing computer labs, which that means just a room full of computers, so you could go in. You know what they called them? Word processors.
Word
And that just
processors.
meant that you would go in there, so you could type it out and then have it print out or save it on a floppy disk.
How big were they? Like
They
the
were gigantic.
computers?
I mean, they were like big old desktop, like PC
Oh,
looking
wow.
things with the monitors that had big backs on
Yeah,
them. TVs.
I remember having
When did
that.
you learn how to type?
Seventh grade. I
Seventh
think.
grade. What about you?
I still can't type.
I
but-
had to take a keyboard class. It was required in junior high, but I mean, I had already been typing.
Same. I remember Type to Learn in elementary
Oh,
school.
I remember hearing
that
about
was fun.
I still can't type. I was horrible at it. I hunt and peck with
Oh, I
three
don't
fingers.
do it the right way, but my teacher was like, well, you're faster than what you are when
You do it the
you
right
do it the
way.
right way. So she was like, just do it
Just
the
do
way
your
you do it.
thing. Yeah, whatever works
Yeah.
for you.
And my dad could type like nobody's business because he learned on those old school typewriters.
Yes,
And he could
yeah.
type 100 words a minute. He would
Oh, wow.
My grandmother still has a typewriter that she writes poetry
Really?
on.
Oh, I
that's
love
so
that.
Yes.
I love that. Word processors.
Word processors.
Oh my gosh.
So businesses redefining themselves. Boy, we've heard a lot about that over the last 2 years, haven't we? But one Triad restaurant, they're reaching a new customer base, and they're doing it through music. I spoke with Jake Asaf about his live jazz schedule at Lewis and Elm, that's the restaurant, and how it's pulling customers from all over. Well, Jake, you know, it's interesting. Restaurants look for little niches, you know, some gap to fill. How did this idea come about?
Hey, Eric. Thanks for asking. For us, you know, we really want to incorporate our neighborhood and our community, and reaching out to local musicians and local artists was really a no-brainer for us. I feel like our space is intimate enough that we can add, you know, a little more to the experience and really showcase some of the wonderful talent that we have here in Greensboro.
So tell me, what's it been like? Is this drawing a different crowd for you, or you think just kind of taking care of your own people? How has this turned out?
You know, what I've seen is that this has allowed us to introduce ourselves to a lot of new people, a lot of different parts of downtown. A lot more people are starting to come in and starting to reach out to us online to ask us, you know, what are you doing? What kind of establishment is this? You know, what do you guys serve? You know, and of course, you know, everybody loves live music.
Yeah, let's talk about the artists, because I think you're exactly right. I'm a big jazz fan, and I, you know, it's kind of it's a little bit of an unknown thing for a lot of people, the extreme jazz talent that we have in this area.
Yeah, you know, there's such a history of jazz music in this area, in the Triad, and for us, you know, we really want to try to connect with these artists and give them a platform and give them an opportunity to showcase their talent and really bring an extra component to what we're doing here downtown.
Well, the arts and restaurants kind of go hand in hand, man. Good stuff you're doing there, Jake. Thanks a bunch. It's a cool place. I mean, just the look. I don't know if you've been to Lewis and Elm yet, but the look of the place is awesome. It almost lends itself toward jazz. It just seems so cool, and this fits right in with their motif, really.
Yeah, you were just saying it feels like you're not in Greensboro when you're there,
Yeah,
right?
I
Yes.
love the atmosphere there. Now, I didn't know that they were doing this with the music and everything, but the time that we went, I really enjoyed it. It's a great place. I think it's a great way to showcase, you know, local vendors, or not vendors, but you know what I'm saying.
Local musicians and different
yes,
talent and
yeah.
things like
And
that.
it's 2 days a week too. It's not just one. You know, they're doing it too. Don't quote me on the first day. I can't remember whether it's Tuesday or Thursday, but I know Sunday is the second day. But they do it, you know, 2 times a week. And most restaurants, they don't do that much live music.
So question, I have not been here yet. So how's the menu? What's the menu looking like?
So there's a lot of like small plates. So if you like tapas
okay.
and that type of thing, you know, if that's your thing, it's almost like a tapas restaurant. So with the tiny little dishes, but it's really good. Like I've only eaten there twice, but both times phenomenal.
I will say though, you go there for the wine.
Okay.
Yes,
think.
I saw
yes.
those in the background of his interview.
Yeah, I think you go there for the wine.
Okay, absolutely.
Yeah,
So that'll
because
be
the plates aren't big, right? So they're more like appetizers, just a little bit of something. But yeah, you're right. Their wine list is incredible too.
Yeah.
If you're into that.
Absolutely.
Yeah, it's stuff to go along with the wine. Just a little
so
snacks.
music, wine,
See,
cheese, crackers. That sounds like a good
Exactly.
time to me.
it's perfect.
Let's go.
Let's go
plan.
after the 45. I'm down
Okay.
for it.
I might fall asleep.
Do that Sunday for our live music fix there. All right, let's talk about our forecast. We do see some warmer weather starting to move in. Today, actually, it was a lot warmer than it has been. I mean, I'll take this 48 to 50 degrees range any day of the week. We'll be even warmer tomorrow, by the way. Asheville's 52, Elizabeth City 43. Let's look down to Wilmington there, the beautiful coast in New Hanover County, 52 degrees and 58 in Columbia. Roanoke's at 45, and you you drop to the upper 30s if you're heading toward Cincinnati there. That's the cooler air moving in. Now for us overall, when we go over the next day or two, notice that it's mild in the short term with winds out of the southwest. That is why we're up to that 55-degree mark for tomorrow, 52 by midday, and you've got clouds building in. Notice partly cloudy by the middle part of the day and then mostly cloudy by afternoon. That basic forecast will stay with us only for one day because we see changes coming up as we head into the next several days. My little remote control is not working. Let me get over here where I can operate this. Cloud cover across the region, not all that strong right now. We're in between a couple of systems. So one to the north there, you see snow showers through parts of West Virginia and up toward Ohio. But for us, we're just sandwiched down here with the mild air for tomorrow. Now, cold air moves in quickly, though. Once we get into Tuesday evening and definitely into Wednesday, things really start to change for us and that cooler air moves in. So we'll go with 39 and sunny on Wednesday, 41 and sunshine Thursday. All right, I know you don't want to hear it, but Friday we're watching. A little early to make a call, but just kind of plant that seed in the back of your head. This will be a Friday afternoon or evening. It's a 40% chance. For now, we'll say rain with maybe some snow mixed in, but just hang tight. Let's get closer to that date. 38 on Saturday and gradual clearing, and then sunny on Sunday with a high of 40. Monday, 42 with partly cloudy skies.
Today on YOUDAY, Coach Lamont explains how a lack of focus on the important things in life can leave us feeling empty and unfulfilled.
There's an Ashani proverb that states 2 men in a burning house must not stop to argue. There's an urgency called upon us in critical moments that we must pull ourselves away from the minute and unimportant things. The longer we focus on the unnecessaries, we miss out on the necessaries that are created for our success. When it seems everything around you is catching fire, that's not the time to get burned, but to find a way of escape. Life has a way of torching promises because we are unprepared for the unexpected. It is important not to be surprised by life events, but to know that such events will happen. You are more than a conqueror. And what that means to you is that you've already won even before the fire starts. This is Coach Lamont. Make today your best YOUDAY. I'll see you tomorrow.
I'm liking this change of scenery Coach Lamont has going on at the coffee shop. Some great words today.
With the sweater at the coffee shop.
It totally fits, right?
Yeah,
it does.
It does.
Really does.
The jazz music playing.
I think at the end of that we'll need to edit in a little Rocky music right at the end, the Rocky theme. That would work. I mean, it is focus on what's important. It's so much easier said than done, but it is what we need to do. And in fact, my 2 cents today, I talk about lightly talk about sports depression. And some people like all these games, last minute wins over the weekend. There are lots of fans that are down about it, how to handle that. You know, not the end of the world, but you kind of need to put things in perspective.
Absolutely.
And focus on what's important.
I know I always say I have to remember the bigger picture. Like when I get caught up on certain things, I have to remember, why did I set out to do this to begin with? And just know, like, this too shall pass. I can't get caught up into the weeds of things, and remember, you know, what I have at the finish line.
That's right.
Yeah, don't sweat the small
Yeah,
stuff.
absolutely.
That's what everyone always says. But of course, in the heat of the moment, you are thinking about all the small things that are going on. So this is just a good reminder for all of us to think about the bigger picture every day.
And so what's that, you can't see the forest for the trees. That's what happens. You forget, you got to back yourself out a little bit and look at it from a distance, and then it makes sense.
We will get through this.
That's right.
We're all in this together.
Tell them, Elsie.
We will be on the other side.
Okay. That's right there. All right, we're coming right back. Stay there.
Closure. Why you don't really need it, but everyone wants to have it.
Hey, good afternoon. I'm Stacey Spivey with Eric Chilton and Lauren Coleman.
Yes, welcome. Watching the last half hour here at the 4 to 5 on WFMY News 2. You can also watch us on Fire Stick, Roku, and our app. You can Chromecast that right to your TV. There are all kinds of ways to watch us.
Yep, lots to talk about today, including our next story at 4:30. The Alzheimer's Association is speaking out after Medicare proposed to limit coverage of a new drug approved by the FDA to help Alzheimer's patients. The drug Adulam is the first Alzheimer's medicine approved in the U.S. to slow cognitive decline. On January 11th, the Centers for Medicare and Medicaid Services, or CMS, released a draft decision stating it would only cover the drug for those participating in approved clinical trials. Catherine Lambert is the CEO of the Alzheimer's Association Western Carolina chapter. She says this decision sharply limits access to the treatment for many people living with the disease.
Many of us do not live near a research institution. If you look at historic enrollment in clinical trials, this further exacerbates other health disparities. African Americans and Hispanics are at a greater risk for Alzheimer's disease and yet are historically underrepresented in clinical trials.
She says denying people living with Alzheimer's disease access to FDA-approved treatment is unacceptable and discrimination.
It's going to further exacerbate these health inequities. And honestly, for the entire disease, individuals who have this diagnosis, who have an FDA-approved therapeutic, should have access to that therapeutic, just as you would with cancer or HIV/AIDS or other health issues.
The Alzheimer's Association is calling on CMS to reverse its draft decision. There is a 30-day period for public comment from when the draft decision was announced. A final decision will be announced by April 11th. The association is asking the public to learn more about this decision and add your voice. We'll link that site to our website, WFNYnews2.com. So yes, there on the website, people who live with the disease or might have family members who live with the disease can put comments in their own story as to why everyone should have access to this type of coverage.
I mean, they should have access to this. I had an uncle who suffered from Alzheimer's, and eventually that is what he died from. And it affects so many people surrounding, all the family, all the extended family. It's not just something that's happening to that one person in his immediate family. That is a horrible disease.
I mean, I don't understand why they wouldn't even offer it. Like, I feel like this should be a no-brainer. There's a new drug that can help people, a lot of people out there that struggle with this. So why is it not being offered? I don't understand that.
And those with the association think this will just be like a trickle-down effect with all the progress that's been made so far. This is kind of like a step backwards, but people at home, they can read up more on this draft decision. And again, we do have that link on our website if you'd like to voice your concerns about it.
Did you get the feeling it was more of a red tape situation that's what's holding it up, or what do you think?
I think from what I got from it, the CMS was saying as far as some of the trials that have been done, they don't know if there's enough evidence to show how effective some of this is, even though it's been approved by the FDA. So they're like, oh, we'll just let the people in the trials cover it. But they're like, if there is a treatment that's been approved, people should have access to it.
So it's a process.
Yeah.
Okay. Makes sense.
Okay. Well, let's go ahead and get to some of our other stories this afternoon. Guilford County EMS is finding creative ways to recruit new staff to overcome staffing shortages. The agency is hiring for its first EMT Academy class without prior emergency medical training. Students will have 28 hours each week of class taught by training staff while gaining real-world experience. Students must be 18 and have a high school diploma or GED. Students will get full-time pay and benefits while earning their EMT and have a career there when they graduate.
Let's get to your 4 to 5 roundup. If you have an appointment to get your COVID-19 test done at Piedmont Hall in Greensboro, keep in mind a new company is officially operating the site. eTrue North, a vendor contracted through the federal government, took over the mass testing as of Saturday. Timed appointments are available and testing is self-administered and monitored by staff members. The site is open through February 11th and testing is free. For hours, visit our website, WFNYnews2.com. Here's a wild story for you. 3 monkeys that were lost along the interstate in a Pennsylvania town are now all accounted for. The monkeys escaped after a truck carrying about 100 of them crashed into a dump truck Friday afternoon. The CDC spokesperson said the monkeys were being transported to a CDC-approved quarantine facility in New York. Only 3 monkeys escaped during the crash. Sadly, the CDC says 3 monkeys were humanely euthanized. The CDC says surviving monkeys will be quarantined and monitored for infectious diseases for at least 31 days before their release. Nationwide shortages in grocery stores continue to plague shoppers. I mean, take a look at those shelves, including parents searching for baby formula. The Infant Nutrition Council of America confirms reports of challenges across supply chains. According to a retail research firm, baby formula powder rates of availability are down 75% across 10 national retailers.
Some of the shortages are related to procuring the raw materials, some of it in production, some of it is in packaging, and then labor shortages in the factory, in transportation.
Infaville's maker said there is a good supply of their products, but U.S. baby formula industry-wide sales are up 18%, which is more than double birth rates. The company says it's increasing production and currently shipping 50% more product to address issues as fast as possible.
All right, let's talk about this warmer weather that we're seeing today. Mild today. Started out chilly, right, but ended up upper 40s, close to 50. Not bad. Tomorrow, even warmer in the mid 50s. Then we do a 180 and things go south a little bit when it comes to temperatures. 42 in Boone right now, 48 in the Triad, Asheville at 52, Wilmington at 51, and you see Elizabeth City there at 43 degrees. You're looking at this overall, I think with the planning forecast for tomorrow, it'll be a chilly start, 31, but we've had colder, haven't we? Let's go with clear skies in the morning. Then by midday, it's 52 with that high temperature of 55, and clouds should be building throughout the day tomorrow. Literally, we're in between two systems here. You can see the one to the north and then another one down in the Gulf. We're in the sweet spot for now. That'll change, though, and as we watch the front move by, so that'll be moving toward us tomorrow. We're mild ahead of that in the mid-50s. Then this cold air comes in, courtesy of the high pressure back behind it. All that funnels in from the northwest and the northeast eventually as the high gets closer to us, and we just get that cooler flow and back to the 30s for highs. A lot of folks really watching this long-range outlook because Friday could be a little problematic. Some of the models showing a low developing off the coast. Just really remains to be seen how much cold air will be in place here, but we will keep you posted. 31 for that low tonight. Tomorrow, that high of 55. Let's look at that long range, and basically we're okay until Friday. That's the one day we're watching. We're colder for Wednesday and Thursday, 39 and 41 in sunshine. There's Friday. For now, 40% chance of rain, maybe some snow mixed in, more back to the northwest than it would be over the Triad and points to the east, but again, too early to make the call. Keep an eye on that day. Saturday clearing in 38, Sunday sunny and 40 with a morning low of 19, and Monday low 40s for a high and variably cloudy skies.
When people do things we don't understand, we want to know why. For some of us, it can be difficult not getting the closure we're looking for, but you may not really need closure to move on. Blanca Cobb, who has a master's in psychology, joins us to talk about if we really need that closure. So Blanca, why is it important to many of us to have closure?
So many of us want closure because we want to understand what happened. In order to let go, if we just understand those missing pieces so that situation makes sense, then it's easier to move forward. And the reason this happens is because our minds are meant to make sense of our world. And when something doesn't make sense, then we keep looking and looking for information.
And people sometimes really struggle with this. Why do you think that is?
It's that desire to know what went wrong and why it went wrong, and perhaps what they can do to fix a situation to get it back to the way that they want it. However, I believe that the concept of closure has changed. Look, think about it. Someone's behavior, that right now, it's just the ending game. That's closure. Perhaps you don't get that explanation. Think about times where someone might disappoint you, but they don't tell you why, or someone ends a relationship, or you no longer have a friendship, but they don't give you an explanation, or you don't get the promotion, or you don't get the job that you were looking for, but you get a vague response. That's closure. It's that ending behavior is closure, and that's hard for people to get.
Yeah, I know with a lot of people with relationships, they think, oh, I can't move forward until I have closure. But you say that we don't need that closure to move on. And what do you mean by that?
You don't need closure. What you need is acceptance. You need to accept that the situation is over, regardless of what that situation is, whether it's a job, a relationship, a friendship. You may never know the answer. And if you were to get the answer, it may not be the truth. But think of it this way. Don't make it their problem or their inability or unwillingness to give you the closure to explain to you what went wrong for them and why they're not willing to continue to move forward with you. Don't make it your problem. It's their problem. And once you just accept the situation for what it is, even though you may not like it, it does make it so much easier in order for you to move forward.
Putting the power in your hands. Blanca, thank you. If you'd like to learn more about our need or your need for closure, find the story on our website, WFMYnews2.com.
She was speaking some truth
Yeah,
today.
true.
Acceptance.
Yes.
Sometimes you just gotta accept it. Me and my friends talk about this all the time. Like, I had a friend who went on a date with this guy and she was like, it was great. We had great chemistry. It was awesome. Then he ghosted her. She didn't hear from him for weeks and she's like, what did I do wrong? She's like reaching out to him. He's not responding. And it's like, just accept the fact that you don't know why he did this. You never know what people's intentions are. And sometimes it has nothing to do with you as to why they do some of the things that they do.
I think about that, and I think about how it's so easy to just chew on it forever, you know, because you just really want to know, and sometimes you won't know. You will never know, right?
And then sometimes when you do find out, it doesn't make you feel any better.
No, yeah.
Sometimes worse.
Even,
Yes. Yeah. So I like how Blanca made it, you know, really giving yourself the power and the control to not focus on other people and what they may have done or what they didn't do, and just empower yourself to make yourself feel better.
Absolutely.
You got to let go, right? You
Let
gotta-
go and let God.
That's exactly right. You just have to
Yep.
let it go and realize.
Taking
I
y'all to
can't
church
fix this.
today.
And it goes back to what Coach Lamont was saying earlier. You know?
You're in control of your own happiness.
Absolutely. It's how, you know what they say, it's not really what happens. It's 90% how you respond to things and 10% what happens to you in life.
See, this one, I'm telling
know.
you.
Maybe I need to have my own
You
segment.
do, Coach Lauren.
Exactly, Coach LC.
Life with LC.
Yeah. Oh,
You know what
there
she
you
would
go.
call it? Our day.
Our day.
That's right. That's what it would be.
Yeah, you're
like
not
that.
just coming to 4 to 5 to, you know, get the news. You're getting encouragement and the words from the LC herself.
That's right.
Right there.
I'm going to therapy
Okay,
sessions.
okay.
Thank you. All right, we'll be back before
We're
she
going
gets.
to move along.
Yeah, she gets too embarrassed now.
So, movie lovers, let's talk about movies, guys. Movie lovers and self-proclaimed critics, now is your time. The Sundance Movie Festival is now underway virtually, and our WFMY News 2 photojournalist Manning Franks explains what Sundance is and how you can watch the movie screened for the festival.
What is Sundance, you may ask? Is it an institute? Is it a film festival? Or is it Robert Redford's character in Butch Cassidy and the Sundance Kid? The correct answer? All the above. Redford established the Sundance Institute on private land he bought in Utah to provide resources and encourage independent filmmakers to develop their distinct visions. It wasn't until 1985 when the Sundance Institute took over the U.S. Film Festival and transformed it into what we know today, every year, as the Sundance Film Festival, a curation of independent films that are premiering from lesser-known or often first-time artists.
We are primarily and always will be a film festival that's launching kind of new work and discovering new voices. Our aim is not to be the distributors of films. Our aim is to launch those new voices in the best possible way.
Brenda Coughlin, Director of Engagement and Advocacy at the Sundance Institute, wants you to know you're not going to see the next Marvel blockbuster at the festival. You're going to see movies like Coda and Passing, both which premiered at last year's Sundance. But I know you ask, Manning, how can I watch these? I can't go to Utah. Well, good, because neither can I. Thankfully, just like last year, Sundance made it accessible for you to view all online. You don't need to leave the comfort of your own home. You don't need all of this. Go away. You just need this.
I think what we found was so much excitement. It was so beautiful to see people online in the festival last year say, this is the first time I've always wanted to go to the Sundance Film Festival, and now I'm able to participate.
The once exclusivity of film festivals is being turned into accessibility. However, I won't let you figure out which titles to watch all on your own. Starting January 21st, this past Friday, I'll be reviewing a movie a day that you can all go stream the following day on Sundance's website, just like a movie rental. And to top it off, a small selection of them will be available for the weekend of the 28th through the 30th at our very own Aperture Cinema. So sit back, relax, and enjoy the independent movies this last week in January. I know I will. Eric, where's the popcorn?
Eric, where's the popcorn?
It's coming. Give me a minute.
Well, how cool was that? Looking ahead, Manning Franks will review movies each day you can rent on the Sundance's website. We'll have all those details on our website. We'll be right back.
It's National Compliment Day. I asked you on my Facebook page, what's the biggest compliment that you've ever received? Let's go ahead and take a look at some of the responses as you tell me on Facebook which one has been the biggest compliment you've received. So Teresa writes, my daughter told me she hoped to be as good as of a mother to my grandson as I was to her. It both melted my heart and made me feel like I did something extremely right in my life. That's so sweet. Now Brenda was told she had eyes like Christy Brinkley. Your eyes must be beautiful, Brenda. Kelly says she was told she looked 29 when she was 40. That is definitely a compliment. Bobby adds, I will have to say the best compliment I ever received is that I could be a model, LOL. That's awesome. And Melita writes that I have been a source of strength, advice, encouragement, and positive energy from someone who is like a daughter to me. I loved reading all those positive compliments. I'll have to say, when my mom was visiting here and she told me that I was a great mom and that I was doing a great job, that meant the world to me, you know.
That's the
for
best.
Somebody.
When my kids have said to me at times that I've been a good dad, that especially my older ones, because they're 19, so they can kind of process things a little better when they say you're a wonderful dad, because I know they thought about it and they mean it. My little ones will say that all the time.
Yeah.
But when they said that, I'll tell you a funny one though. Once I got carded once for an R-rated movie when I was 30.
Oh,
and I said,
okay.
well, how old do you have to be? And she was like 17 or 18, whatever it is. And I was like, oh no, I gave her my ID. That was funny.
You said I still got it.
Back then, yeah.
I am not a mother, but I do want to have a family of my own one day and be a mom. And I've had people tell me, throughout the years, Lauren, you make such a great mother. I could tell you're going to be a good mom.
Yeah, you definitely will be.
And so that makes me feel good inside.
As parents, when you get to that point in life, that's the greatest compliment you can get, is that you're a good parent, or you would be a good parent. That is. It
Yeah,
really
because
is.
a lot of times you feel like you have no idea what you're doing.
You don't.
That you're running around like a crazy person, and you can't speak on television because you've got no sleep. So it means
Monday
a lot.
Too, so
Yeah, it is
we give you some slack
today.
But
it means the world when you get
It
compliments
does.
like that. But really just any compliment. So use today as an excuse to give someone an extra special
Well, I think you look very beautiful today.
I think you
love
look
this blue
beautiful.
dress.
Nice.
And Eric, I know that you've been putting in work in the gym.
I have.
And it definitely shows, and I'm
Thank
not just
you.
saying
You're
that.
so sweet. Both of you are very nice. When you get older, it gets harder. We're working at it. We'll be right back. I'm gonna go run some laps. Right. You know we love a good It's National Whatever Day here on the 4 to 5. And when I heard it was National Peanut Butter Day, I had to ask you on Facebook, what is your favorite peanut butter food? Michelle said peanut butter just on the spoon, all by itself. Can't argue with that. Debbie says Reese's peanut butter cups and also peanut butter with sliced apples or carrots. That is a Tanya Rivera thing with sliced apples. Gay Moore says fudge made with peanut butter. And then Gay said, I think I'm going to make some right now. Stephanie said Reese's, of course. Peanut butter and banana sandwiches also on the list there. Sherry said peanut butter fudge, peanut butter brownies, peanut butter Ritz crackers dipped in white chocolate. Yummy. She was going off the hook there. Robin says, now I have not had this before, peanut butter pound cake, but that sounds phenomenal. I do like all things peanut butter.
That sounds really good. Okay, Chilton, your favorite.
So Reese's Cup is one of my favorite candies. Like that tops my list most of the time. But I really love just a good old peanut butter sandwich or peanut butter on crackers. I know it's plain, but that's one of my favorite things. If you're not going sweet, then I like that.
I like that. I'm a Reese's Cup girl too, but I also like just chocolate covered peanuts, or I can actually eat it straight out of the jar as well.
Oh, I could too.
I try not to do that as much, but I do sometimes. What about you?
I'm not a big like peanut butter person, but I do love peanut butter and jelly sandwiches. And I'm like Tanya, I like peanut butter with apples.
What about
but creamy.
That's what I was gonna ask.
Peanut
creamy
butter.
or crunchy?
No, creamy for me.
I like the crunchy. You
Really?
do? I like the extra nuttiness taste.
I don't mind it on crackers, but there's something weird to me about texture-wise of the soft bread with crunchy peanut butter. I don't like that.
No, it's y'all. It is peanut butter. It's supposed to be like butter and smooth and creamy, right?
All right, I'm posting that
I like
tomorrow.
Nutella better than both of those options.
Okay, yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
no.
Nutella wins hands down.
Not
we
for
can
me.
just divert the conversation to Nutella.
My kids would eat Nutella on Nutella. That's all they would. They love that stuff. I do not like
I
it.
can eat it with a spoon.
With a spoon on pretzels,
strawberries, literally
toast.
everything. We're hungry, and we'll be right back.
Betty. 1, 2, 3, 4.
Oh, I didn't. Tim, I'm right here. Tim.
I would just love to call this woman, but she won't. Hi there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4.
And then I got a Zoom with Mayor Vaughn.
Oh, good.
So.
I'm glad you got something.
Yeah, it worked out. Did you just say me? Oh, sorry. Mic check 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9.
10, 9, 8, 7, 6.
Steal my idea. I'm just kidding. Hi there, Alabama.
Hey, 1, 2, 3, 4.
It's time for my 2 cents, and today we're talking sports depression. It's a real thing, people. I read an article, Psychology Today, and the guy was saying, he was a psychologist, he didn't think when the client came in and said, hey, I'm depressed because my hockey team lost in the playoffs, he was like, oh, okay, really? And then he's like, oh, he's not kidding. It is a real thing, and it's treated just like any other depression. Well, I had a horrific sports week. My Heels get trounced by Wake Forest, just demolished. Then my second favorite NFL team is the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. They stage a great comeback and lose. And then since my wife is from Buffalo, I have been an adopted Bills fan, and so I was excited about that game. They stage an incredible comeback and lose. So I had to kind of take a step back, right? Last night, you're going to bed, you're feeling like, oh, that was horrible. Wake up today, oh, it's Monday. But I read the article, and it gave some good ideas, which really is what you do for any depression. But for a lot of us, sports depression is a real thing. Take a step back. That's number one, and realize that it's just a game. It will not affect your life overall. You just have to kind of put it into perspective. The second one is, he called it fill the void, which means get out and do something. Go out with your kids and play around a little bit. Do anything to kind of move on and put it behind you. And that's what you do for depression as well. And then I thought one of the tips he gave was kind of funny. It said, pick another sport that you can jump on. I don't know about that because I might do tiddlywinks, but if I get into that too much and they lose, I might have tiddlywink depression, and that would be embarrassing. So there's your advice in case you're having a sports downer today. Get better. We'll all be okay. That's just my 2 cents. That's your 4 to 5. WFMY News 2 at 5 starts now.